Hello and welcome to Design Tip of the Week from YesI'mADesigner.com. My name is Martin Perhiniak, and in this video I'm going to talk about the 7 things you need to know about the pen tool. I'm going to use Illustrator to demonstrate these features, but to be honest, most of these you will be able to use also in Photoshop and InDesign, because the pen tool is available in all 3 applications. So first of all, I'm going to select the pen tool by pressing P on the keyboard, or you can just select it from the toolbar. And then the first thing that you will notice is whenever you click somewhere on your screen, you can just create straight lines, or you can click and drag to create curved lines. There's a thing which helps you to align points to already existing points in the design, which is called Smart Guides. If you don't want to see that, you can turn it off. Under the View menu, you can find the Smart Guides option. Control or Command U is the shortcut to turn it off. I'm going to turn it off just to make it a little bit more easy to follow what I'm doing in this case. So as you can see, drawing curves is quite simple. You click and drag and then you create these handles which comes out from the anchor point, and following those handles you can create the curve itself. Now let me show you. When I draw a line, one of the things that can help you when you are drawing with the pen tool is that you click first to set the first anchor point, and then to create the next anchor point you again click, and then you start dragging to create the curve itself. But let's say you wanted to move this anchor point a little bit further away, and you can actually do that while you are still holding the mouse. So if you press and hold space, you can move that other point around, and when you let go space, you can still continue drawing your curve. So holding down space, you can reposition the second anchor point, and then when you let go space, you can still create the curve itself. So let me just create something like this here for this fish, something like that. And as you can see, once we created this first curve, the next curve wants to be already a continuation of the first one because of the symmetrical handles. You can see that because there's already a handle here, it will lead the next segment of this path and turn it also into a curve. So as you can see, even before I'm creating that curve, I can already see a preview. Now, if I want to make sure that the next segment of my path is going to be a straight line, or a completely different direction for the curve, then I have to click on this last point here in the middle. Now, in Illustrator, you just simply click. In Photoshop, you have to alt-click on the last anchor point in case you want to get rid of the free handle. So if I click on that, now you can see I can draw a straight line. So I'm not restricted to draw a continuation of the previous curve. And I can either draw a straight line, or I can click and drag and create a completely different angle from the previous one. Once you created a couple of lines, you can still move these points around by using a shortcut. If you hold down Command or Control on PC, that switches temporarily to the selection tool, depending which one was selected the last time. So for example, if I select the direct selection tool and then go back to the pen tool, now I can continue drawing. Let me just draw a straight line here and another curve there. So now if I want to move these points around, if I hold down Control or Command, I will get temporarily the direct selection tool. So I can now move these points around and I can make adjustments. So I can even make adjustments to the whole curve itself, or I can change the handles as well. I can change the anchor points and so on and so forth. Another useful thing to remember is when you want to draw straight lines and you want to make sure that they are either horizontal or vertical, you should hold down Shift. That will constrain your lines, and you can actually draw in 45 degrees as well. So as you can see, straight, horizontal or 45 degrees lines with the pen tool if you hold down Shift. Another useful thing to know is also that you can add or remove points on your already existing path. If you click on a point which didn't exist before, like here, I see already a little plus sign. indicating that I'm going to add an additional anchor point there. If I click on an existing anchor point, that will be a minus, so I'm going to subtract this or remove it from the path. In Illustrator, you also have the chance to reposition the curves if you hold down Command or Control by clicking on the actual curve, and you don't actually need to move the anchor points around. So you can see I can move this curve around by just clicking on the curve itself. I can do the same thing here. I can turn it around, and I can also move straight curve segments as well, or straight path segments. Another useful new feature of Illustrator CC 2014 is that we can change the corners of a path very easily by just simply selecting it with either the direct selection tool or the path selection tool, and then you can change them around like this, so you can add the curve on them or turn them back to a sharp corner. If you select more points at the same time, let's say I select these couple of points here together, then I can change these corners around very easily. So back and forth by using those little points. I created a couple of exercise files for you in case you never really got the hang of how to work with the pen tool, which you can download from my website, yesimadesigner.com, from the 7 things you need to know about the pen tool tutorial. And if you want to learn more about the pen tool, then check out my course called Essential Skills for Designers, Mastering the Pen Tool. In that course, I go really in depth and talk about all the features and all the tips and tricks you need to know if you want to work as a professional with the pen tool. And that's all I wanted to show you today. I hope you found this tutorial useful, and make sure you join me next time as well here on yesimadesigner.com. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and follow me on Facebook, Twitter, or Google+. Also, if you want to learn more about design, check out my in-depth online courses on my website, yesimadesigner.com.